Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Kunal Patel, and in continuation with our Jupyter Notebook tutorial, today we are going to discuss about a very important thing that are known as the magic commands, right? So those who are the Python lovers and those who want to work with the Jupyter Notebook, these are the very useful commands for them. So let's start first of all with the definition that what do you mean by magic commands, right? So these are the enhancements added over the Python code, and these commands are provided by the IPython kernel. So we have already discussed what is the meaning of IPython kernel, right? So you can imagine that these particular magic commands are going to very useful if you want to deal with the Python code, right? Now, in these magic commands, two things you need to remember, first of all. So here are the two prefix I have noted down. So one is that is one prefix, this 1% sign prefix that represents the command to operate over a single line, right? So here, if in this cell, if I want to write something, if I want to write any command, so that command will be only applicable to this particular line, right? And the second prefix is 2% sign, and that represents the command to operate over the entire cell, right? So let's get the difference between these two. First of all, if I want to display the current list of files in my directory, so this is a very well known command, right? If I write ls, right, so that will list out all the directories and files from my current directory, right? So you can see over here this cell, this particular prefix works on this entire on this single line of code, right? Similarly, if I want to find the present working directory, then pwd, okay, and if you execute, then these are the particular outputs of these commands, right? Now suppose if I want to display what are the modules installed in my particular Anaconda environment or in my machine, right? So for that, exclamatory mark, right, then peep and list. So it will list out all the packages which are currently installed into your machine, so here you will find the Jupyter is right now installed. So this way you can find all the particular installed packages on your machine, right? But suppose if I want to execute some language code, right, if I want to execute the HTML code that we'll see later on in my example, so first of all you need to write HTML, then your entire cell will be listed out and entire cell will work as a particular code blocks, right? So in this way you can write the entire HTML code. Suppose if I want to display the time, if I want to deal with the time, right? So in that particular case, how I can display the time of this particular system. So at that time also you need to go for time function, okay, right? So that particular time command will display the current executing time of your particular logic. Suppose if you write any logic, then it will display the time of it, right? Suppose say for example, if I'm writing a code over here, right, for I in a range, suppose say for 10,000, okay, and if I'm going to display that uh, print, or just simply if I'm going to multiply the things like a is equals to a multiply raised to 3, and here I need to define the a is equals to 1, right? So now if I execute this code, then you can see that it will display the current execute CPU times, system times, total times, and the wall times, right? So these are the particular, you can say, timing information you will find, right? So as you can see over here, if I put this particular double percentage sign prefix, then I can use my entire cell to write the code, right? But here, if you put a single, if you want to execute a single line of command, then you just need to put this particular prefix, right? So this is a wonderful examples you will notice over here. Okay, now let's start. If I want to display all the particular commands, magic commands, okay, in my this particular whatever IPython kernel provides, right? So I need to write ls and magic. So this command will list out all the available magic commands over here. So you have these many magic commands, right? So we are not going to cover all of them, but we are going to use few of them which are very useful to us, right? In our Python coding, day-to-day Python coding, right? But if you notice that there are lots of commands you are aware of, who ls, right? Whose. So these are the particular Unix command, right? So you can imagine you can do whatever Unix command perform in your Linux or terminal, all the commands you can perform in a Jupyter notebook itself, right? Now, let's start with some Python magic commands. Okay, so if you see that, I'm going to write first of all command for to execute some external Python code, right? Suppose say for example, I have created one file. I have created one file that is this particular file I have created, right? So definition greetings and print good morning, and I'm calling that function greetings. Okay, so this particular file I have created externally. Now, if I want to run that file in my Jupyter notebook, so for that there is a run command. For that there is a run command. This run command allows you to run any external Python file from your Jupyter notebook, right? So suppose say this particular demo.py file I want to execute, right? So what I need to write, run, and then I just need to provide the file name. Okay, and if I execute that code, then you can see whatever logic I have written in my demo py file, so it is printing good morning, it is printing good morning, right? So this way you can run any external Python file from your Jupyter notebook, right? Now suppose if I want to copy the content of this file to the another file, okay, right? So what I can do, okay, so first of all, you need to write command, that is a write file. Okay, if you put a tab, then also it will automatically display the command. Let me show you, right? Write file. Okay, and which file I want to write, suppose say for example demo2.py. Okay, and in that, as we have put double prefix, double percentage sign, my entire cell now I can use to write the code, right? So suppose say for example, if I'm writing one function, definition, then display in that, in that welcome to Jupyter notebook, right? Welcome to Jupyter, sorry, this is a mistake. Welcome to Jupyter notebook, and then I can display, okay, right? And if I execute this particular code, then you will see that it is writing this particular piece of code into my demo.py file, okay, into my demo.py file. Now if I want to display the content of this demo.py file, whether my particular logic is written in demo2.py file or not. If I want to check that, then you can just write, mm, you can write, okay, pycat demo2.py, right? And if I execute that code, then you can see over here, this is my code, what I have just executed with the use of write file command. Okay, if you make a bigger, then also you can make this, right? So this way you can also write the particular code in external file also, right? And you can display the content of it in your Jupyter notebook. Okay, right? Now, the next command I want to execute, this is a wonderful command. Suppose, say, for example, if I want to execute the HTML script, the whole HTML script, if I want to execute, right? So for that, I'm not going to write the whole entire code here. I have written already because due to the limitation of it, right? I'm just copy paste this HTML code into my, you can write any HTML code, friends. Here, first of all, you need to put, I'm just going to display one table over here, right? Then I'm just going to put here double percentage sign HTML. Then my entire cell I can use as a code. So you can see over here, this is the particular code. Now, if I execute this code, then it will display the table. It will display the table. You can see over here, right? So you can also execute the HTML code in this particular file, right? Now, next command I want to execute is, suppose if I want to list out the particular specific extension files from my, you can say current or any directory, right? But right now I'm dealing with my current directory. So you can see that first command, I want to display that with permissions, file permissions, I want to display the list of files. So you can see currently these many files are folders, these many files are in my current working directory with the name, extension, and the permissions given to that. Now I want to display the specific file. Suppose I want to display the all the py files, right? So I can put star.py, and if I execute, then it will list out all the particular .py file extensions. Okay, so this is a wonderful thing that you can perform in a Jupyter notebook. You don't need to even go to the terminal and just find out all the list of directories and all that. All the things you can perform over here. All the things you can perform over here. Okay, right? Now, the next command I want to display, I want to discuss is, suppose if you are aware of the latex, or if you are aware of the latex format, okay, then you just display the mathematical formulas, right? So I took this formula from the internet, that this is the mathematical formula for Bayes theorem. Okay, right? So if I let me type this particular formula, so you will get the idea, right? So right now I want to display one mathematical formula in the latex format. So this is the syntax. You have to put first of all dollar sign, right? Then probability of a, this is a Bayes theorem. Okay, probability of a slash mid. Okay, and the b. Okay, is equals to the fraction. Okay, this is the latex syntax. Don't worry about it if you are not aware. I just want to show the demo for this. B slash median of A. Okay, and the probability of A, right, whole divided by the probability of B, right? And then you just put the dollar sign, right? intentionally I have took this example. It's a big you can say formula, but it is very easy to find. It is a base theorem, right? Now if I execute this code, then you can see over here, yeah, it is displayed in a latex format. If you are dealing with the any research paper kind of stuff, if you are writing a book, right, then always go for the latex format. It is a standard procedure, or it is a standard format for the formatting of the books and thesis, project reports, and entire research paper kind of stuff, right? Documentation stuff. So you can use these to print like these mathematical formulas also, right? Suppose if I want to execute the cell scripts, right? So whenever you are running, whenever you are dealing with the particular OS, you can say OS subject, operating system subject, and you are running the scripts in that. So if I want to put it right, so like I can run the base command, okay, and in that for I can write for I in what is that? Okay, I from 1 to 10. The syntax you should know, right? Here we need we can use echo to print it. I is I want to print the variable value, then I can write, and I just put done. Okay, and if I execute, then you can see that it will execute my command, right? And it will display the values from 1 to 10, the values from 1 to 10. So see here, friends, you can do so many things. You can do so many things with this particular Jupyter notebook by using these magic commands. By using these magic commands. Apart from that, there are lots of commands you can use in a day-to-day life, right? Suppose, say, for example, if you go for a particular uh, function, right? So if I want to find the average time of the executing some logic, right? So if I want to find the average executing time of any uh, right, so time it, and if I write the what I can write the logic of mm, a is equals to um, and multiply by n, right? I'm making a square of numbers. Then for n, in those who are aware of the list, right? Those can understand this logic, right? This is known as the line comprehension, list comprehension, right? This particular syntax is known as the list comprehension in Python, right? So now suppose if I execute this code with this, then you can see it is taking some time, right? And it will display the average time. See over here, right? How many times this particular loop is executed, okay? And it is displaying the average time. So you can find out the particular execution time of any loop in a single line, guys, right? Suppose if you want to find this particular thing in your C or C++ code, you can do that, right? But for that you need to write uh, four five number of lines of code, and yes, you just need to provide the logic for it, right? But here it is done in a single line, right? So this is the beauty of magic commands, right? And there are so many commands. We'll see all that particular commands as and when required in my new video, right? So please subscribe to my channel and like the video if you find it useful, right? And we will meet in my next video. Thank you, guys.